These are some of the strangest celebrity relationships that have happened in Hollywood, but trust me, they're all real. This might seem crazy, but it's true. These stars all share the same ex-wife. Tommy Lee and Kid Rock were both married to Pamela Anderson. Thomas Lee Bass is the founding member of the heavy metal band Motley Crue, which was formed in 1981. Tommy married former Baywatch star Pamela Anderson after knowing her for just 96 hours in 1995. The two married on a beach in Cancun with Pamela in a bikini and divorced 3 years later in 1998. Kid Rock and Pamela Anderson's marriage is something that we're all likely to remember for years to come. The two met at the 2001 VH1 Divas concert and started dating immediately. They got engaged in 2002 and then split up soon after, but not without making headlines first. In 2006, they decided to make up. They married in July of that same year. They had 9 different wedding ceremonies in 9 different locations, only to divorce months later in 2007. Ashton Kutcher and Bruce Willis were both married to Demi Moore. Just like many other Hollywood couples, Bruce and Demi met at a movie screening in Los Angeles. A few months later, on November 21, 1987, the two wed at the Golden Nugget Casino in Las Vegas. During the late 80s and 90s, Bruce's movie career was in its prime with the success of Die Hard and its sequels, and Demi became the highest paid actress in Hollywood in 1996 with her film Striptease. So it only makes sense that the two would be shuffling their work and home life schedules that subsequently put one too many stresses on their union. They divorced on October 18, 2000. Ashton Kutcher began his career as the bird-brained yet adorable Michael Kelso in the sitcom That 70s Show, and then went on to create one of today's most successful TV shows, Punk'd. He played pranks on unsuspecting celebrities with hilarious results. This led him into bigger roles where he became even more famous and started dating Demi Moore, who was 15 years older than him, in 2003. They married in 2005, with Ashton becoming stepfather to her 3 children that she had from her previous marriage to Bruce Willis. Ashton and Demi were married for 8 years, from 2005 to 2013. Tommy Mottola and Nick Cannon were both married to Mariah Carey. Mariah wed her mentor, former Sony chairman and CEO Tommy Mottola, at St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York on June 15, 1993. At the time, she was 23 and he was 43. Allegedly, during the entire marriage, Tommy's behavior was verbally abusive and very shrewd. They announced their separation on May 30th, 1997, and later divorced on March 5th, 1998. Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey were once one of Hollywood's favorite couples. They first met in 2005 at the Teen Choice Awards, but didn't start dating until 3 years later. After a brief 6-week courtship, Mariah and Nick married in the Bahamas on April 30th, 2008. Their twins, Moroccan and Monroe, were born on April 30th, 2011. While things appeared to be going well, apparently behind the scenes they really weren't. They separated in 2014 and had their final divorce settlement in 2016. Kadeem Hardison and Kenny Lattimore were both married to Shantae Moore. Shantae Moore married Kadeem Hardison on November 17, 1997, but unfortunately their marriage only lasted for 3 years. Together they have daughter Sophia, who was born 14 months before they were officially married on September 27, 1996. They divorced in 2000, deciding that they were better off as friends. Shantae later married singer and songwriter Kenny Lattimore on New Year's Day in 2002 at a private ceremony in Jamaica. Their son Kenny Jr. was born in 2003. In a July 27, 2001 statement on her Facebook page, Shantae announced that she and Kenny had divorced earlier that year in January after 9 years of marriage. Kris Humphries and Damon Thomas were both married to Kim Kardashian. On January 12, 2000, 19-year-old Kim Kardashian eloped with music producer Damon Thomas, who was then 29 years old. 3 years later, in 2003, Damon filed for divorce. Kim later blamed their separation on physical and emotional abuse on his part and said she was high on ecstasy during the ceremony. Their divorce was finalized in February 2004. Kim married NBA basketball player Chris Humphries on August 20th, 2011. However, after only 72 days of marriage, the reality star announced that she and the NBA pro were officially calling it quits. After a lengthy, bitter divorce battle that lasted longer than their actual marriage, the two finally divorced on June 3rd, 2013. Martin Lawrence and Emmett Smith were both married to Patricia Southall. Patricia Southall, a former beauty queen that was crowned Miss Virginia in 1994, met Martin Lawrence in the summer of 1992 at one of his stand-up comedy shows in Richmond, Virginia. As a result of what seemed to be a match made in heaven, they married in 1995 and welcomed their daughter, Jasmine, in January 1996. For reasons that are unclear, they divorced in September 1997. Patricia married again, but this time to Dallas Cowboys legend Emmett Smith on April 22, 2000. They became well known in the Dallas area and have made remarkable contributions throughout the community via their self-established Pat and Emmett Smith charities. In 2016, there were rumors of Emmett cheating with his Dancing with the Stars partner Cheryl Burke, but this was never confirmed. After 20 years of marriage, Patricia and Emmett announced their separation on July 31, 2020. A divorce has not been finalized yet. Brad Pitt and Billy Bob Thornton were both married to Angelina Jolie. After dating for only 2 months, on May 5, 2000, Angelina Jolie shocked the world when she married Billy Bob Thornton at a small ceremony in Las Vegas. During their 3-year marriage, they were known for their open public display of affection, which included wearing vials of each other's blood around their necks. They split in June 2002 and finalized their divorce the following year on May 27, 2003. One of Hollywood's most scandalous love stories is the relationship between Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. The two fell for each other after meeting on the set of the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith and dated for more than 10 years before they got hitched in 2014. During their courtship, their fans proudly gave them the nickname Brangelina because they seemed so inseparable. In 2016, Angelina filed for divorce. It was finalized in April 2019. Randy Jackson and Jermaine Jackson were both married to Alejandra Oziaza. The Jackson family has had an interesting run of tragic streaks in the eyes of some, but this one takes the cake. Alejandra Oziaza started dating Randy, the youngest of the Jackson brothers, in 1986. She birthed 2 children for him, daughter Genevieve and son Stephen Randy Jr. The two never wed and ended their relationship in 1992. A few years later, Alejandra began dating Randy's older brother, Jermaine. The two married on March 18, 1995. During their years together, Jermaine and Alejandra welcomed 2 sons. They were married for 8 years. They divorced on May 19, 2003. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to see more like this one. Thanks for watching!